When you're very happy and excited, what do? Yeah, of course, you know how to do it. Yeah, but my big thing here is always make sure you express it in a positive and constructive way, because all these we are looking at can actually lead you to stress. If you're going to express it negatively and in a destructive way, then you will end up being stressed. So that is why you have to watch your emotions. I've just summarized some types of emotions and I'll run through very quickly. I'm talking about happiness, it is an emotion. Maybe responding to pleasant events, success, and all that. But how do you do it? You have to manage it so that you don't overindulge. So set limits. Even when you are celebrating and you are very happy, set limits so that you don't indulge. We also have sadness. How do you respond to disappointing events in life? Maybe you have failed an exam or something, bad has happened and you are feeling sad. Again, avoid, such recurrent, issues that bring sadness in your life so that you are able to focus on the positive. And if they happen, of course, accept them and work out so that you don't go back to them. There is anger, which Austin mentioned. Yeah, it is an emotion. You may feel angry because of some, extreme displeasure of something which has interfered with your life. And of course, this can lead to negative expressions, either to yourself or to others. So again, you need to focus in such a case where anger, you're overwhelmed with anger. What do? You need to focus your energy on other better things so that you don't focus on the negative things. So anger is an emotion which you need to manage. Anxiety and fear is another one, and maybe unpleasant, threatening event, yeah, to your safety, to your security. Something bad is likely to happen. Danger, maybe some harm is likely to happen. Yeah, your parents are fighting, and you fear they may, separate, or you may be thrown out. Yeah, again, in such a case, you need to manage it because again, it can lead you to stress. In this case, focus, of course, on running out of the danger if it is something which is harmful coming your way, so that again you don't, get head on with it. Of course, the other thing, sorry. The other thing is deep feelings of affection, love. Love is an emotion. And of course, young people, teens, yeah, you tend to think maybe sometimes you're in love when there is no love, maybe it is infatuation and all that. So deep feelings and affection, about family members, about your friends. So again, you have to be careful. What kind of love are you talking about? Is it the normal affection for friends, for family? At your age, you cannot start bringing in romantic love where you are talking of, I have a girlfriend, I have a boyfriend. Again, manage such emotions. So you have to control your energies towards such, because parental is okay, family is okay, for general friends it's okay, but don't again overindulge. We have again guilt and shame. Realization of sorrow, maybe you have done something wrong and you feel shameful. You don't even want to appear before people. Maybe you stole money from your roommate, or you stole money from your neighbor, and now you are feeling guilty. There is that shame. It is a feeling, an emotion which you will be feeling. Yeah. So in such a case, correct the situation, because if you don't, then it will lower your esteem. You'll always be feeling guilty. You'll always be feeling shameful, and it can again lead you to stress if you don't manage it. Of course, the last one is grief. These are just some types, yeah? Maybe you have some significant loss of a dear one. Again, how do you manage it, yeah? Maybe your mom left, or your dad, or somebody, and you feel like, you are so grieved. How do you manage it? Again, we'll be looking at how to overcome this. You may have to accept and move on. And of course, there are several other things that you have to do to adopt. So these are generally emotions, which, remember, we are saying if you don't manage them well, they will lead you into stress. How do you cope? Some of the things I've already mentioned. Dealing with uncomfortable or unbearable feelings, yeah? How can you maybe come up or come over these particular emotions? We have several strategies. Number one, we have the defensive ways. We have the helpful ways, which of course you can use to overcome. And of course, we have the harmful ways. So the harmful ways are the ones, again, we are insisting, or, emphasizing on. Avoid them because they will make the situation worse. So which are these defensive ones? I'll go through very quickly. Denial. Sometimes you've done something, some emotions, caused you to do something, but you refuse to recognize the problem, yeah? Maybe you are grieving, but you deny, yeah? Sometimes you're in denial. Or something has happened, you've been caught, but you are denying, yeah? So again, how do you overcome that? Accept and move to improve. Accept it and learn to improve. Compensation, it's also a defensive strategy, yeah? You want to make up a weakness by excelling in another. So you are in school, you are not doing well in class, but you are a good rugby player. So what do you say? Me, I will play rugby. I don't care about my grades. Again, that is not right, yeah? So in this case, you are being defensive. You are not facing it that you need to also balance your grades. So you need to balance your life, keep a balance. Rationalization is another defensive way. You want to rationalize, yeah, making excuses for actions, for emotions. Yeah, maybe you raped your neighbor's kid, yeah, and then you are like, no, it is because she was badly dressed or she came in our house and all that. So you are rationalizing, which is wrong. It is being defensive. Face the situation, it happened, apologize, and say you will not repeat, so that you work towards coming out of it. Sometimes there is projection. You are putting faults on others, yeah? You fail in school and then you say it is the teacher who was not teaching well. Or you do something and then you say it is your parents who didn't teach you, yeah? You have a responsibility over your life. So again, avoid the defensive. So take responsibility of your life and take, charge of your actions. Sometimes there is regression where people return to immature behavior. Yeah, you express your emotions, like maybe screaming at others, and when your parents maybe ask you about it, you sulk, you don't want to talk, again, that is now regressive, which is not right. You need to be, growing up, you need to be overcoming such instances. So in this case, you need to learn to handle situations in a sober and mature way so that you overcome your emotions. We also have helpful ways of coming out of such emotions. Sometimes you may have to confront the situation head on. What is it? It is this I did, take action and improve on it. You may have to release the build-up energy. Some of these emotions like anger, when you're angry, you have some energy which may be negative, yeah? So in this case, you may have to release the build-up energy by exercising, yeah? Go out and clean your room, do some other things, be active in other things, go singing, you can do other things. Otherwise, the anger can make you to, fight and do such bad things. Take a break and read a book, listen to music. That is a helpful way of overcoming negative emotions. Talk through your feelings, yeah, maybe with a family member, a friend, a counselor, yeah, a trusted friend who can, talk to you. And of course, you'll be able to, improve on that. And also heed to advice, because the problem is sometimes young people will be told, no, that is wrong. Don't do that, yeah? You are doing it, you are too angry. You are reacting to people very badly. So heed to advice when you are told, so that you don't, go on doing what you think is right when it is wrong. The harmful ways of managing these emotions. One can be resorting to alcohol and drug abuse because you didn't manage the emotions well. So you are so angry and you just feel like you want to get a bottle of beer, drink, yeah, get bangy, take. So you resort to negative ways now, which is very harmful. So that is very harmful. And remember, I cautioned and put a red on that. These are the ways you should avoid as young people. You may resort to fighting. You've heard of some people even who beat up their brothers. I think there was one even who killed a young brother. Why? One brother ate the bread and finished, and this one got a knife and stabbed him, a real brother, yeah? So that is harmful ways of managing anger. So you should avoid that. Withdrawing from friends. Some of you will withdraw from friends completely and family, and it becomes like a very big problem. So basically, those are some of the general ways of emotions, which if you don't manage well, then it is going to give you a problem. So if you want to overcome this so that you don't move now into stress, then these are the best ways, the helpful ways. Pick up the helpful ways to manage the emotions so that you manage them at that level and avoid the harmful ways. Otherwise, you'll get lost in drugs, you'll get lost, we will not actually recover you. It brings in stress. Remember, we are saying if you don't manage it well, then of course that is what is bringing in the stress. And teacher, Mentor Austin explained what stress is all about very clearly. The body normally responds to some demands, yeah? So when the demands are more than what the body can cope with, then of course you are stressed. And that is why it becomes psychological, it becomes a mental problem, it becomes a, it really overwhelms you. So you are stressed when the demands are greater than the ability to cope. But remember, stress in small doses can be good because it will give you the energy to complete your task. You are under pressure to complete your assignment. You're under pressure to finish cleaning the house. You are under pressure to attend this session and maybe write notes. So small doses of stress can also be good for your health, but don't allow the excess stress to put you down. Sources of stress. Again, there are very many, but I'll just pick a few. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah, the good, maybe school performance. You're performing well, you are very happy. But remember, good performance comes with stress. You will be under pressure to keep the good performance. So it is good pressure or it is good stress. Maybe it's a graduation you are supposed to go to, you are wondering, you've invited friends, how will it look like? It can also stress you, but a good one. Maybe you have new friends. How do you cope with these new friends? It can also give you pressure. It's a birthday, it's an event. So the good sources could be, good events, but they can also be a source of stress. The bad ones, maybe the exams, tough exam, yeah, it gives you a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. Sibling rivalry, yeah, I'm told we have what we call sibling rivalry, where people go saying they love John than me, and it really gives you stress, yeah. So avoid that, because I know as parents we love all of you equally. Peer pressure can be a source of, stress. What are the other peers doing? Do you want to cope with them? It can be very difficult for you to cope with them. So avoid peer pressure. Maybe it's a bad teacher or it's a bad friend. Yeah, it can be a bad neighbor. Every time you interact with them, you just feel stressed. Again, laziness can be a source of stress. You are given tasks you don't do, then you realize you have 20 tasks unperformed, and now you build a lot of stress. So laziness, again, is not a good thing. Poor planning. Do you plan your work? I'm going to clean the house, I'm going to do this and attend Mentor Austin's event. If you don't do that, again, you'll get stressed. By 4, it is when maybe you are finishing cleaning, you have not finished. So again, it will give you stress. Bad company, it's another thing. Who are the people you are associating with, moving around with? If there are people who are not good, mannered, they engage in bad things, you'll be stressed. You're wondering, do you go with them? Do you, leave them? It gives you a lot of stress. So again, that is bad. And of course, we have the ugly one. And this can be family physical violence. We've seen some parents even who beat up, of course, maybe their children or they are ever fighting. That can be a source of stress. But again, we are saying as young people, you manage your life. You have control over your life. You cannot manage your parents. So you manage your beat and of course, remain sober. It can be sexual abuse. It can be very stressful. Maybe you are abused when you are young or you are abused at your age. It can be very stressful. Death of a close friend, relative, it can be very stressful. Coping with grief, yeah, again, it can be very stressful, a source of stress. Maybe parents are going through problems, separation, and divorce. It can be stressful, but again, remember, you may have no control over what is happening. So again, you can only manage your life. So whatever they are going through, you manage your beat, and that is the only way to manage the stress level. Sometimes you are bullied. We have some friends even who bully you. You go with them and they are bullying you. Take bangi, take alcohol, do this. So all this can cause stress in your life. So as a young person who is growing up, you have to set limits so that you know what you can be able to manage, what you can avoid so that you don't get yourself in the stress. Symptoms, how will we tell that Solo or Elijah is going through stress? Some of these symptoms will be visible, or although these are just a few, yeah? Maybe decreased energy, yeah? You are just there, you are just, you have no energy, you are just there. It can be a source of, a reason or a symptom for stress, yeah? Maybe eating disorders, yeah? Some of you will go eating a lot of food, or even you don't eat at all. Again, that is something to watch, what is causing it. Sleep disorders. Some people may not be sleeping at all. You go to the bed, you just turn left, right, center. It is midnight. You have not slept morning. So that could be a symptom that you are stressed. Maybe frequent sicknesses. Every time I'm sick, I'm sick. You're just restless. Your parents are wondering what is happening. That could be a symptom. Chronic pains, maybe the body, all over. You're just not yourself. Yeah, something wrong is happening. Headaches. Some people actually, when they are stressed, they have sharp headaches. So that could be a reason to stop and think, what is stressing me? Substance misuse, yeah? You very good boys or very good girls, then all of a sudden, somebody is, doing the drugs, taking those substances. So that could be a symptom of stress. Lack of focus. You can't focus on something for long. Even your parents are sending you do this, you have forgotten, you are doing your own things, that could also be a sense that, stress is eating you up. Mood changes. You have mood swings. You are very angry. You are just, down. You don't want even anybody to pass near you. You're just beating anything that comes your way. Yeah. Again, that could be a symptom that you are stressed. Then loss of interest. You just have no interest for anything. Let's go out. I don't want. Let's go eat. You just have no interest for anything. So these are just some of the symptoms that you can observe and know you are stressed and therefore you need help or not. What are the likely effects? Effects of stress. Remember we said stress can drive you crazy, it can drive you to depression, and it can drive you mad. So it is that bad. Worry and anxiety, it will come in. You will be worried, you don't know what you're going to do, you don't know how to do what, you are just not settled, you are stressed. So worry and anxiety will crop in. Anger, it is very bad, yeah? You can go beating everybody. You've seen people who beat even their parents, which is against the Bible, yeah? You should respect your parents. But when you are stressed, you can do anything. So again, anger is very bad. Depression, which is next to madness, yeah? If you are stressed, if you're not, you don't identify the source and correct it, you can easily go into depression, and of course we can lose you. You can go insane. So that is very critical. You have to watch out. Loss of confidence. You don't have confidence in yourself. You are just there, no esteem. You are just there, yeah? You have no confidence. So that is again something to watch out for young people. Negative thoughts and feelings. Some people will start even thinking of, can I even die? I wish I'm dead. Can I even just disappear from this family, yeah, and go wherever, yeah? So negative thoughts start cropping in. So you have to avoid reaching that level. Some people become very argumentative. You just argue. Your parents are telling you, okay, it is time to, no, me, I don't want. You are very argumentative. That could be, an effect of some stress. Fights against anything and anyone. You're just annoyed with everything, yeah, with everyone. Your small brothers passing by, you hit them, yeah. You go out, your friends saying anything, you box them. There is something not right. So it can be that bad, yeah. Some of you skip school lessons or classes. You don't attend classes, you don't go for lessons. Maybe your parents have said you attend teacher mentor Austin sessions, you don't. You are just disturbed. So it is not something right. Drugs and alcohol abuse, that is the worst for young people. Because this is when you'll find people telling you, you are stressed, take this, it will make you cool. And when you try it, you're just worsening and now getting into more deeper problems. So this could also be an effect. So avoid getting to this level. Sex abuse and even addiction. Some young people you've watched in the newspapers and everywhere, how they're becoming addictive to sex, even to pornography and all that. It all comes from, the stresses of their lives. So they think by, engaging in sex or those pornography, they will, feel good, but it makes your situation worse. So avoid it and look for better ways to manage stress. And so what are some of the ways that we can conquer stress with? As young people, number one, anytime you feel any of those symptoms, identify the sources of the stress in life. Where is this stress coming from? Is it from my friends? Do away with them. Is it from the things I'm doing? Yeah, maybe poor time management. Then plan yourself better. What is it? So identify, yeah? Sit down and look at what you are doing. Where could these stresses be coming from? So that you manage or stop that which is bringing you stress. If it is visiting your friends, stop it. Only visit friends who can add value to you. Only do things which can add value to you. If they're not adding value to you, then it is causing stress to you, do away with it. There is what we call the 4 A's, which is very critical for everyone, including us, the old, yeah? But for the young people, very important. The first one is avoid the stressors. Learn to say no. Avoid people who stress you. Just don't go near them. Avoid them, yeah? So if they're the ones stressing you, why are you interacting with them? If they are your friends in school, make new friends. If they're your neighbors in your neighborhood and they're making you get stressed, every time delaying you so that when you go home, your mother is shouting at you, avoid them. Don't go to their homes. So learn to say no. Avoid people who stress you out so that you remain stress-free. You have control over your life. Remember, I said you cannot control people, but you can control your life. So make sure you avoid issues which can bring stress to you. Number 2, you can alter the stress. And this involves changing the way you communicate and even operate in your daily life. How do you communicate? How do you operate? So you have to change the way you do things. You have to be willing to compromise. You have to be willing to let go some things. You don't keep holding on them. They are bringing you stress and you are still holding on them. Let go those ones. Yeah, compromise so that you create a balanced schedule. Are you having a balanced life, or you are just, asubuhi, you are out for friends, yeah? And your mom told you to do some things. So you have to alter things which are stressing you so that you don't go getting stressed every day. Number 3 is adapt. If you can't change the stressor, change yourself. If the stressors cannot be changed, remember we are emphasizing, you only have control over your life. You cannot control others. So if you cannot change, then change yourself. So that in this case, you look at what are these stressful situations. Regain your sense so that you control the expectations and the attitudes that you have. So can you change your attitude? Can you change your expectations? And look at the bigger picture. Now we are talking about COVID-19 and people are saying they're tired of staying home. You are tired of staying home, but the truth is we are not going back to school. So what do? Adapt. Are we together? Elijah, you have to adapt because you're not going to school in September. You didn't go to school in May. So you are not going to get stressed that because now we are not going to school, I'm tired of staying home. It is you to change your attitude, accept that you have to stay home because there is COVID-19 until it will be over, that's when you will go. So look at the bigger picture and also look at the opportunities. You could see opportunities in what you are thinking is a problem. So it is you to change, not the situation to change. And lastly, accept, which may be very difficult, but in the long run, of course, you have to change and accept. Don't control things you have no control over. The other time we were talking about, I think, issues of image and such things. If you find yourself thin already, you may not do anything a lot. So accept the situation and work on it slowly. So in this case, again, don't work so hard. Put a lot of energy on things which are not controllable. You will waste your energy, you will stress yourself, you will kill yourself, but you cannot change anything. Learn to forgive and let go. Don't say, I cannot forgive, I cannot accept, and of course, move on. And of course, lastly, I think other issues which you have to look at, maintain a positive attitude. It is only attitude that can take you places, yeah? But if you look at everything to be negative, Magoha, my parents, my parents don't buy me this, other people buy people this, you will get so stressed and think your parents are the worst people, yet they are the best people. So change your attitude, maintain a positive attitude. With the little you have, appreciate and have a good attitude. Talk to someone. At least in life, you have someone you can talk to. Don't get so stressed to the event of committing suicide because you didn't do well in exams. Now you want to commit suicide, yeah? You are too young to think of even suicide. You are too young to think of running away from your home. You are too young to, just do some of those things you think you can do. So talk to someone. Ask them, this is happening in my life. What do I do? I feel like, my body is changing or something is happening. What do I do? I'm sure you'll get somebody who will listen to you and advise. Accept that there are events that you cannot control. That is a fact of life. Even at my age, There are things I cannot control. I cannot push. So you learn to manage them and live within them. Plan your life and manage time. Be a good time manager and plan your life. What do you want in your life? I'm sure by this time you have a vision. Yeah, what do you want to be? 10 years to come, 5 years to come, where do you want to be? So plan your life so that you don't keep firefighting. Yeah, every time you're firefighting, you know you are a candidate, you're supposed to be reading. Yeah, now you have all the time, but because you are at home and you know you're going to repeat, you're not reading. Come next year, a lot of pressure is building on you. So manage your time. When you wake up in the morning, you know, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Tomorrow I'll do this. You'll have less stress and plan your life. So as a student, at home, everywhere, manage your events. Set principles. What are your life principles? Don't be a person who conforms to the environment. Because you went to your friend's place, they are drinking, you also join in drinking. You went to your friend's place, they are going to happy, you also go in the night to happy. What are your principles? If you don't want to get stressed, set your principles and don't conform to the world around you. Don't conform to friends, to peer pressures around you. You will get stressed. But if you set your standards high, you will not. Only take up what you can manage at a time. Don't tell somebody, I'll come, we go to your uncle's place. You are telling this one, I'll come, we play. You are telling this one, you know, you cannot manage all those. So only bite what you can chew, or bite, or what? Bite what you can chew, or you know what you can swallow. So you don't take too excessive. Exercise and eat a balanced diet. Young people, you have to exercise for good health. Eat well. Don't eat the junk food, chips and everything. Eat well and stay healthy. That will also help you. Get enough sleep and have good sleep routine. Some of us, because we are at home, we sleep past midnight, because we are watching movies, we are watching those videos. It will stress you. By the time you wake up in the morning, having a headache, you have some work to do, it becomes very chaotic. So get enough sleep, have a good sleep routine. It will minimize your stress levels. Read positive literature. By now you are staying home and you have quite a lot of time. It should not be time to wake up on TV, on games, on phone, and all those things. Get some good literatures which are available even online to read. Add value to yourself at any moment. And of course, you will also get to know how to manage some of these things we are talking about. And of course, lastly, move on and believe in yourself. At any moment, whichever level of stresses come your way, there is nothing beyond your ability. You can always manage. And of course, I always like the word of God, because I'm a believer, that God will never give you temptations which will be beyond your ability to manage. So whatever stress levels, whatever emotions come your way, always know that they are never beyond your ability to manage. You will always manage them. Only if you develop a positive attitude and of course adhere to some of these things we have talked to. So manage yourself, carry yourself around well. Now we have a lot of freedom, yes, because you are at home, a lot of time. You've heard of, especially our dear girls, a lot of pregnancies and everything. It is going to cause them a lot of stress. Why? Because they didn't plan time. They didn't, talk to someone that there is this man who is following me every day I come, yeah? And young people, the young men have also been initiated into drugs and some funny things. Again, the reason, talk out, yeah, and set your principles. The fact that you are at home for long should not mean that you have a reason. Remember the rationalization that because we stayed home long, so I started drinking. We started home long, I started doing this. You don't have that excuse. So thank you very much. I hope you'll catch one or two things. Stay safe, maintain a positive attitude, and be safe from stress. Because if it comes your way, it will be very hard to manage and the effects are very, very bad. So thank you and stay safe. Thank you. Sorry, I've taken long, maybe. Back to you, Mentor Austin.
Oh, wow, Daktari, that was so beautiful. That was so powerful. Thank you indeed. And I appreciate everyone for listening. And allow me now to just briefly go through what Daktari has said. In fact, I'm even challenged because you see, the side effects of stress and emotional imbalance is very severe. Yeah, I don't want to get there, and that is why by the time there was a training I attended, and I was taught of how you can identify stressors in your life. You see, once you identify, this is the friend that causes me a lot of trouble, a lot of stress, even back at home. I can, if talking to them is what can give me stress, then let me keep quiet and keep a distance. And as Dr. has said, that some of these stressors are not beyond our control. It is true. By the way, no one can hurt you without your permission. Some of these things, we are the one who give in to them, and then it happens. I remember one Mr. Kore giving us mathematics holiday assignment, only 60 questions. And you see, it was 1.5 months at home. And I only realized tomorrow we are reopening the school. I've not done maths, I've not done chemistry, I've not done what. By the time I opened mathematics book, I realized, we were given composition, 2 compositions. By the time I want to start writing composition, I realized how Mr. Machaneri was so bad and very, very cruel, especially to lazy students. Yes, so I embark on chemistry. By the end of the day, I sleep on my books, I'm busy. Let me go to tomorrow in school and I'll put on a short jeans, yes? Because I knew kutaumana, things will be so bad. You see, that is what we call procrastination. And Dr. has talked about this. Some of these things we say, I'll do tomorrow, I'll do tomorrow, I'll do tomorrow. By the time you realize you are in a quagmire, it is too late. And the distraction has been done. So guys, thank you, Dr. These guys must learn how to go about this, how to navigate stress. So thank you so much, Dr. And I know the questions will stream. In, and I've seen some questions here, and some I've said have been answered. So thank you so much. Let me just allow me to invite our next speaker, then we can open the floor for every one of us. I know we are going to, Mr. Togom will be very brief, and then we want to hear from you guys. We want to hear from you. Some of these questions you are asking us here, you have the best answers for them. So, stress and anger. Wow. Stress and anger. Stress and anger. They are two part and parcel. They are brothers. So if you have stress, of course stress will give you anger. You'll be angry. I've never seen people who are stressed and they're laughing. Yeah. Imagine, and you're stressed. You will be angry and your face is a hammer. The way I can see your face very smooth right now. I don't know whether you're applying avocado, yeah? But your face is very smooth. Yeah? Imagine when you're stressed, Surah, Maui, stone face, and because you are the one who allowed it. So allow me to invite our able speaker, that is Mr. Togom, who will help us to understand how to manage what? To manage our anger. Mr. Togom, Dr. Bunyasi, I have your present with me here. Yogurt for you, but you have told us not to take junk. Thank you, Dr. Bunyasi. Thank you. So guys, make sure the questions are streaming after you hear what the speaker is saying. Is when you ask a question. Don't ask a question before the presentation is over, please. But the questions on stress, you can ask, okay? Thank you so much. Welcome, Mr. Togom, my able chair.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, I just allow me to, first of all, thank our mentor, Dr. Gladys, for the very good presentation on stress management. I was just going through, as I was listening to your presentation, Dr. I noted that a lot of what you said, what you shared, correlates with what I want to share in anger management. But I will briefly go into areas that maybe are specific to anger management. Now, what do you see there? What do you see there? You see a child doing what? Screaming or shouting? Now, let's move to the next one. What do you see? You see two men. One is a bit older than the other. They are screaming at each other. They are raged. They are angry. Chairman, there's some background noise. Kindly find and mute that person. So what is anger? Anger is a hostility. And it's just the feeling of being upset, annoyed of something because of something wrong or bad. Anger makes you want to hurt other people. It makes you to shout at them. It manifests itself in several ways to different people. There's a very strong correlation between anger and personality, which is what we learned. But that's a lesson for another day. Today, our focus is anger. And if we had time and to ask each and every one of our participants, if there's a day they felt angry, every one of us would say yes. Unless there's someone in this forum, they've never gotten angry. Now, how did you handle that in a more practical way? How did you express that? Kindly mute Solo. Yeah, for every minute you are angry, you lose 60 seconds of happiness. That is a quote from Ralph Emerson. For every minute you are angry, you lose 60 seconds of happiness. Anger is a very strong aggression. Now, there are several types of anger. One is passive aggression, open aggression, and assertive anger. If you are angry, the best approach is being assertive. What makes a big difference between everyone who gets angry is how they are able to manage the anger. Why is it important to address the issue of anger management? It is because getting angry is not a sin. It is a feeling. It is human. But apart from being human, note that you have a responsibility to control that feeling. And the goal of anger management is to reduce both your emotional feeling, what you feel deeply inside you, physiological arousal that causes anger, to get to manage those levels. You can learn how to control your reaction. Every one of us, you can learn how to control your reaction. I usually give this example. If we were seated in a classroom and a lion, raged, walked into that classroom, everyone will react differently. There are those who will go through the door. There are those who will attempt to go through the same door that the lion is standing at. There are those who will go through the windows. There are those who will sit and wait for their fate. So anger management is a very, very important aspect of personal growth and management, in that you have an opportunity to sit on your emotions. You have an opportunity to decide on how to react. You are not controlled by environment outside you. The common signs of anger, yes. Clenching your jaws, grinding your teeth. Kindly mute Betty Wambugu. Stomachache, increased and rapid heart rate.
Chairman, just unmute.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Betty, please, you are interrupting the meeting. Please, Betty. Okay, Chairman, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. There are several signs that you see, that you experience when you are angry. Some people have a headache when they're angry. Some of them get a stomachache. Others, their heartbeat increases. There's some sweating in your palms. The feeling hot in the neck and the face. Shaking, raging, and trembling, and also dizziness, among many others. What is your feeling? How do you feel when you're angry? That's a question you need to ask yourself. You may not have time to ask every one of us. So, those are the signs of anger. Now, how to manage anger is similarly to management of stress. In fact, I don't want to repeat, but let me just highlight a few. Think before you speak. Think before you speak. You can never take back the words that you have spoken. So, to manage anger, when you are extremely angry, don't just speak. Think first before you speak, because you can never take back the words that you have said. Number two, once you are calm, express your anger. Once you are calm, you are in control of yourself. Now you can express yourself. You can, I remember Dr. said, even when you are looking at stress management, it is important that you express that stress that you are going through. Number three, get some exercise. Physical exercise is very, very important in getting anger away. Take time out. Time out is very, very important. Just get some fresh air, give yourself some short breaks. Yeah, it will remove that, reduce the level of stress in you. Identify possible solutions. Now, instead of focusing on what made you mad, focus on issues, resolving the issues at hand. Focus on the solution, not what made you mad. In fact, if it is someone who made you mad, try to look at the solution, not why they made you mad. Stick with I statements. I statements. I, Collins Togong. I, Solo. I, Rehema. Choose to, when you talk and communicate with I statements, you reduce the chances of accusations and blame game. Every time you blame someone else, you shift the responsibility from you to that person. So stick with I statements, not you. If it is someone who made you angry and you are seated making, reconciliation, avoid you. You have always done this. Your statement should be, I made 1, 2, 3, 4. And it is my responsibility. I will do 1, 2, 3. I will take the action this way. Don't communicate with you. Don't hold grudge. Don't hold a grudge. Forgiveness is a powerful tool in anger management. Forgive. Forgive. I've seen people who, they get so angry that at their parents, at their siblings, to a point where they cannot sit in the same room together. Challenge yourself to forgive. Even the word of God powerfully says forgive. Use humor to release tension. Use humor. Vitu kama kina, like the Churchill show and others, that humor, it helps you see other things in life. Not just focus. Even if you sit down and focus on that anger, it will grow to be something big. So use humor to address it. Practice relaxation skills. Relax. Breathe heavily, deeply. Breathe deeply. Take it easy. Listen to music. Take a walk. And finally, and it is very, very important, know when to seek help. Know when to seek help. Because help is very, very important. Not when to seek help from your parents, from your teachers, from the counselors and the professionals. Don't allow yourself, close yourself with issues to a level whereby, you can make decisions that are not good. Signs that you have issues with stress management. I don't want to go into that. I know Daktari talked about that. You criticize and degrade people. People closest to you feel the fear in you. You have a short temper, no patience, always blaming others. People say you are angry, and you cannot accept criticism. You cannot accept criticism, constructive criticism. You are told, what you are doing would be better if you do it 1, 2, 3. You say, I know it. I know it. So you are the know-it-all. Facts about anger. Anger is not a reflex, is not automatic, it is not caused by others. Anger is a result of thinking, choice, and controlled by your own thinking. Controlled by your own thinking. That is my last statement. And I want to give this illustration as I close. I want to give this illustration as I close. That one of the very strong aspects of anger management, and it's a good example, is that there is a son and a father. And the son asked the father, Dad, I want to know what it feels to get angry. And this is what the father told the son. He gave the son 10 nails and a hammer. And he told the son, every day, every time you get angry, I just want you to come and hit the nail on the wall until all the 10 nails are done. So that's exactly what the son did. First day he did that, he did the second nail, the third nail. There's a day that he could do even 3 nails. Every time you get angry, just go and pin that nail on the wall. So after 10 days, the son went to the father and told the father, now, Dad, I am done with your assignment. So what next? So the father told him, now I want you to do the opposite of that. Every day you get happy, excited, and you are not angry, just go and unplug 1 nail until you are done with the 10. And that is exactly what the son did. The first day, the second day, the third day. And there are days that he could unplug 3 or 2 nails on the wall. Thereafter, he went to the father and told him, now, Dad, I think we are done with the assignment. Now, this is what the father told the son. Is the wall in the same position that it was before the nails? The father said, the son said no, because there were 10 holes on the wall. And the father told the son, that is exactly what happens when we get extremely angry that we cannot control our anger. Those are the patches that we leave in the hearts, in the souls, in the minds of those we live with. Now, my challenge this evening to each and every one of you as participants is that we take this extremely important, that anger management is very, very important in your life. You have seen issues that at the media, mainstream media and the social media, of young people taking their lives. Even adults doing exactly the same because of extreme anger that they are not ready to face the issues at hand. My challenge to you this evening is that you have the power and you have been given that power. You have the control, you have the button to control and manage anger. We cannot avoid anger. We can manage it. We can control it. And we will be the best. Thank you so much, mentor. That is my presentation for this day. And I can share the presentation via email to you. Thank you.
Wow. I help me appreciate Mr. Togom. Hey, Kamate Rochafu, where are you guys? Oh, thank you. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. I think you have really helped us. And one thing that you have left us with is you can't do away with anger. You can't do away with stress, but you can manage. Those people who wake up in the morning and they hate everyone, including the pet, just a cat, you kick everything, including the sufuria, yeah? Simply because you are overwhelmed with anger, you're stressed. Oh no, I think today we are getting somewhere. Guys, let me tell you, even at work, places where we work, we normally get into trouble with people. Sir Kennedy will tell you here, he manages a very big school as a principal, okay? I know at one time, he will be in much stress because he's the head teacher. From students, sijui cook ameiba nini, sijui what, sijui who is drowning in the pool. So there's a lot on his table. But how do you go about it? That is what is important, all right? Some people here will always say everyone hates them. Everyone hates them and they don't have any value. But let me tell you, you have a bigger problem with yourself. Please, can you work on yourself? My boy, solo. I expect you in the morning as a boy, as a man. You should go run. Yes, do some exercise. Yes, so when you come back home, at least you feel today I've exploited the day, and the anger and stress level goes down. Let me tell you, can you one day compare the 2 days? One day, just take time and sit in the house, watch movie, DJ Afro, Makosa, Walalala, you know, the whole day. And another day, take yourself out, okay? Go run, do some jogging, do some football, play, you know, go swim. Compare those 2 days. Which one will be very productive? Yes? Which one? It is the one that you are going to utilize in doing physical activities. You will grow. Oh, thank you so much. Guys, we don't need to be idle. Idleness is the source of stress, by the way, let me tell you. When you are idle is when you think you go to FB, Facebook. When you are idle is when you want to chat with people on WhatsApp. When you are idle is when now you want to go to those funny sites that we said, including the pornographic sites. Yes? And then after that, you start blaming everyone. You know, idleness will lure you into drugs. Guys, if I were you and I was listening today, I'll take a diary like this and start programming myself today. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll know, Austin, you have woken up in the morning and this is number one thing that you have to do. I have to do a devotion. You know, like me, I have a calendar and my system, imezoea that calendar. I know what to do, when, how. But sometimes I got overwhelmed with a lot of work. I have like 4 trainings in a day. I have 1 counseling session where I have to write these things down so that I prepare, because everybody I'm talking to have different needs. Guys, if you don't want to plan, you will still be under pressure. You will still be stressed up. So one key thing that you can take home is planning is very vital in stress and anger management. Because when you are overwhelmed is when you feel like you want to kick everyone, including all the goats. Yes, when you are overwhelmed with things. So thank you so much. That was powerful. I've learned a lot, and I know some have been practicing, but some have learned today. So thank you so much. Now, Rehema, when was the last time you were stressed, and what stressed you, and how did you manage it? Rehema, it is your time.
The last time I was stressed was last week. It was because my small sister was sick and she had to be rushed to the hospital. And I managed my stress by praying to the Lord and talking to my parents.
Wow, can we appreciate Rehema? Oh, Elijah, you don't want to appreciate anyone. Elijah and your sister. The Casas. Oh, thank you. That was Rehema. By the way, when your mom called me, I know you guys were really under pressure. And I said, your sister will be my prayer item. And of course, she got well. We thank God for that. That was Rehema. You know, something like sickness can make you become under pressure. Olivia, then we go to Bryson. Olivia, when was the last time you were stressed? When was the last time you were angry? And how did you come out of it? Olivia, if you don't have time, please.
I remember the last time I was angry and stressed. The first time I was stressed is when my sister, she got into an accident. It was at school. She fell down so badly and she got badly hurt. So I thought as if I was at fault because I'm not the one who was looking at her. But I also managed it because the teacher called my parents and she was rushed to the hospital, and the only thing I did it was to pray for her to get a quick recovery.
Wow, so it was prayer. Wow, Olivia, thank you so much. Solo, you don't want to appreciate Olivia. I know, even Olivia, you know, Olivia sings so well. By the way, thank you, Olivia. Yesterday, you sent me a song and I was blessed, yeah? Thank you. Keep doing that good work. Let me ask Bryson. Bryson Dura, or Nduta. Oh my God. You know, in UK, Ndura. Bryson, it is your time. Tell us. When was the last time you were angry, you were stressed, and how did you manage it? Bryson. Bryson seems has issues with network. Erico, talk to us. Good, welcome.
So the last time I was stressed was yesterday. I was angry with my sister, and I managed it by just going to sleep around and staying alone.
So, Eric, that was another A. You remember Daktari had taught us 4 A's on how you can avoid stress, eh? Avoidance. Yes, if you realize your sister makes you mad, yes, and maybe that time you cannot talk to her one-on-one. Please, you need to stay awake, Dogo. Then you can come back. Eric, I still expect you to be open to you.
Austin.
Yes?
Tell Chege not to bully the sister. I can see Vivian and Brayo. Chege is bullying the sister, so maybe they are stressed.
Chege, you are under stress again. All right. But stop bullying her, please. Yeah, I don't want you to be stressed. Huh? Eric, what I want you to do, after you realize your sister had, stressed you, yes, you avoided by going to your room and stay there. But please make sure by dying, after sometimes you come back and tell her and maybe you reconcile. That is how she can learn not to repeat the same mistake again. Oh my God, that was beautiful. Who want to share with us? Me, I was under stress, but I'm not angry. I was under stress on Thursday. Thursday, you remember, guys, I had a meeting, I was the host, and then the network brought a lot of problems. The same Thursday, I had an exam that I was doing for 6 hours. Now you can imagine. And you see, time was going, the network was weak, I was under pressure. By the way, exams, I don't know whether you guys feel this. Most of the time when you are doing exam, you start sweating. Eh? The armpits, everywhere. So I was under pressure, but I know what I didn't do right. I could have not come to that meeting. I could have delegated the meeting either to Paragon, Amasa Kennedy, to continue so that I do exam. But now that I wanted to beat 3 birds with 1 stone, I was in a limbo state. I met my Waterloo. I was under pressure. And that was the time I was very stressed. So I learned a lesson. I'm not going to leave my diary out of my program. Anyone? Kelly Dowdy? And then there's somebody here like Betty Wambugu. Berry, you will talk to me. Yeah, Kelly, share with us. Oh, Elijah, you have raised your hand. Elijah, share with us.
It's my sister.
Oh, your sister. Casa. All right. Talk to us.
The last time she was stressed is...
No, she's the one who's supposed to speak. You can't speak on her behalf. Elijah. So allow her to speak. If she has a voice, that is. Yes?
The last time I was stressed, we were fighting with my brother.
This one here, Elijah. You're fighting with Elijah.
Yes.
Then
he knocked my head, and I almost fainted.
Just she's lying.
No, Elijah, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me now. Leave her to complete her sentiment. Then what happened?
He knocked my head and I almost fainted.
Just she's lying.
Elijah, can you keep quiet now for a while? Then what happened?
Then I went to my room. I cried the whole day.
What? You didn't even eat, ma'am?
She ate.
Elijah allegates you. Then did you make it up with Elijah? I mean, did you reconcile?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Elijah, please take care of your sister. Please. Real men, Elijah, real men don't batter ladies. No, you cannot take, you can't do that. Then if you have ever beaten a girl, then you're a coward. Coward, kabisa. You can't beat a girl. That is so wrong. You can't do that. But anyway, it is okay that you guys reconcile, and we thank you for that. Betty Wambugu. Betty? Where's Betty? And I'm giving you an opportunity to speak. Oh. Betty, we can't hear you. Your mic. Yeah. Betty, we can't hear you. Let's go to who? You know, we are almost winding up. Then we can bring other mentors maybe to share with us. Maswali. I'm waiting for questions. I'm waiting for questions here. If they have been answered, well and good. Kelly Dowdy. Kelly, share with us, when was the last time you were stressed, you got angry, and how did you manage it? Kelly?
The last time I was stressed was just today.
Yes?
Yeah.
What happened?
My mom broke my MP3 player.
Your mother broke your?
My MP3 player.
Oh, sorry. By mistake, or she was angry too?
By mistake.
Oh, sorry. Then?
I got by going to ride my bike.
Sorry for that. But if it was by mistake, then that is not a big deal. Elijah, Kelly, if it was by mistake, then it is, yeah, so sorry for that. But he went and took his bicycle and he rode the bike. That is so sweet. Yeah, and we have just said that is part of anger management. Okay, good. Any other thing? Any question? Any question? Anyone who wants to speak? I told you this was your meeting, guys. This is not my meeting. This is not Sir Kennedy's meeting. We want to find a solution. Yes, because I don't want you to repeat the same mistakes. Yeah, don't do the same mistakes. Today, I want you to go and have what we call self-control. Control your anger. Don't jump on people with mangumi namateke, please, because you will also be beaten and you may die. Just today at around 12, I received a message that somebody, a cousin, has just died. He has committed suicide. And he didn't leave a suicide note, so no one knows what happened. But yesterday at night, the wife, they didn't have unga, you know unga, maize flour. So the wife didn't make food. So he got angry and very mad, and he went outside only to wake up in the morning today and find the guy has hanged himself. Today again, there is a head teacher for a school in Yeri who committed suicide in the staff room, the school staff room. Hiyo mtaona kwa news, okay? Why are people committing suicide? Even people who should make the world a better place, like even teachers. There's a problem. Anger and stress management. So whatever we are telling you today here, if you are keen, you are going to be helped. I want you at least to take care of yourself, guys, because we love you and we love your life. If you take your life away, tutakuja kukula mdokoi. We shall come there and eat, and we shall cry, and we shall mourn. Yes? And by the end of the day, life must continue. Val, then Sir Kennedy, please. Valerie.
Sorry, I raised my hand by mistake.
Oh, okay, sorry. Sir Kennedy, tell these people one powerful word. You know, you are always the wise man from the East, not from the West, I know. Welcome.
Thank you, Mentor Austin, and the two mentors who've just spoken. This topic, I said, is not a topic for only the youth. It is not a topic for only this kind of group, but it's a topic for almost every one of us. As we are also doing this program, we are getting to know ourselves. and we are getting to accept. Because anger, when we talk of the stress management and the emotions of the anger, the emotions are very many. We have dwelt on the anger because it's the one which is coming out a bit very loud. And at times we don't always show, we don't comment on our happiness. Like now, Mentor Austin is in best dress and is not dress a coat that is for that matter, and he's very happy. We may not take that much, but if we see him blowing it up and he's very hungry and he's very it is very mad, then we'll get up and say, why was he? So we have chosen to speak about anger, and I tell you, it is for everyone. But I would want to challenge us that it is very normal to be angry. It is very normal. It is very scientific to be angry, and it is very, very normal. Even biblically, the people got mad. I don't want to quote people who can't go in the church, but it's very normal to be angry. And therefore, if you are not angry, somebody told me, if you don't get mad or if you don't get angry, there's something completely wrong with you. You need to go to the hospital and be admitted that you cannot get angry.